Hello again, Scott with Houston Event Photography, and I'm going to just continue on with lesson 3 here of Darkroom Core and Darkroom Pro setup. This video is going to just enhance some of the packages that we created in lesson 2. So I'm going to show you how to make some packages that are a little more difficult to create. I use a QR code for a lot of my jobs, and I print out a receipt with a receipt printer. And what I use to do this is Darkroom's Event Gallery, which is a website that they own where you host your pictures if you're using Darkroom Booth or Darkroom Core Professional or Assembly. It allows you to upload pictures into that gallery so that they're almost instantly available as long as you have Wi-Fi. So I'm going to show you how to add onto this package a QR code. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our setup. We're going to go back into that one print there, and then I'm going to just go ahead and create a QR code for this print so it'll go there. So I'm going to go in and hit add local print item, and I'm going to do an event gallery post. And now that I have that, if I open it up, it by default will, whatever catalog that you're using will show up here. You just hit that, and whatever size you want to send them. I'm just going to do a medium for this test, but I normally do full size, and I don't have to worry about putting a template and things on there. I'll show you that in a second. So now we're set up for this job, and the tricky part is I'm going to open up my browser, and I'm going to go into my dashboard, and you'll see all my galleries that I have in my event gallery. I need to go clean a lot of these out. Those are old jobs. This costs $30 a month, and it gives you, I think, 50 gigabytes worth of storage, which I thought when I bought it, I said, man, 50 gigabytes is not going to be very much, but you can see all these jobs I got in here. I haven't run out of room on any of them. I just, like I said, I go and clean them out after I do them. And these were a lot of my Christmas jobs. So anyway, we're going to go back to Photo Workshop for a minute, or to the package building, and I need to send a picture over. I don't know if I have a green screen border or not. I probably do. Let's see, borders. Let's see, the north line. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Thought I did. Maybe. Okay, a little shortcut is just hit the letter B, and it'll bring up your borders. And I want to change the group. I want to go to something that's green screen. Green screen events. Let's see if there's like. Okay, I do have one. So I don't know why it's not changing, but I have one. Let's go back there again. Let's see. Here's a rodeo one. There we go. All right. So I got a background back there. I'm not going to worry about the shadows and things right now. And so I got this picture there. I want to go back into my setup. I thought I saved that. I guess maybe I did or didn't. All right. And this is where I told you don't have to worry about choosing a border. We're going to send it to that test gallery. Go to my photo workshop. I guess I got to clear this order because it's not showing that package, but should this time. Yeah, now it's showing that I've got another print down here that's going to event gallery. And if I hit print, which I'm gonna change this before I do that, because I don't have a printer hooked up. I'm gonna go down in here I'm going to take this 4x6 out just so it doesn't throw a print over into my printer queue. All right, now we'll go back. Sorry, it's early in the morning. I'm going to hit send this print. So what it's going to do is it's going to send that print to file to that print to file folder set up. So we should be able to see a new one in there now that has that green screen background. So you see that's working. And that's why I do this, because if you don't, you won't have, and you save your images just to your X drive where they're by default, you won't have the backgrounds. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And now I'm going to go back into my web gallery and refresh this page. And you'll see now there's a gallery called Test. And there's one image in there. Now this is where it gets tricky, and I don't think it's explained very well on the Darkroom's website. And it's one of those things where I struggle with it every time I do it, but I've gotten to where now I can do it pretty quick. First thing you want to do, go back to that event gallery, open it back up. Over here on the right hand side it says account. You want to go down here and you want to view it as a client. So this is what, if you're sharing, your client would see if they go to this website. They don't really ever go to this website because the QR code takes them directly to their picture. But I can go in here now and click on this photo, and there it is. It's in, this is how the client would see it. And I open this up, and up here you want to copy this URL for this picture. Very important. Copy this. Okay, I'm done with that. I don't need that anymore. Let's go back to my gallery, and then I'm gonna go back into Darkroom. Go to Setup. Go down to that event gallery post. And make sure that it's still there. It's still there, going to that gallery. Now what I want to do is I want to create a template. So I'm gonna go down in our templates, and I've already got some made, but I'll do a video on how to make this particular package. I've got a whole bunch of QR code packages, but I'm gonna go in here. This is one I use all the time, so I know it works. I'm gonna open it up, and then on the QR code you want to click on it, and now you want to paste that URL that you had from that other website here. So I'm gonna just hit paste. You notice the last part of the file name there. I want to delete all that all the way up to the /, and then I'm going to insert a special text and hit file, and it puts in their file percentage, but right here there's a space between this / and this %sign. You have to take that out. I don't know why it does that, and I don't know why that Darkroom doesn't fix it where it doesn't put that extra space in there. But you have to do that, and now it's all set. You've got this QR code. When it prints out, it's going to go to their picture. All this text and stuff you just add. I'll show y'all how to do that when, like I said, when we get to making a template for a QR code. You know, I'm going to hit Save Changes. And now, if I go to my photo workshop, I'm sorry, not my photo workshop, to my packages, and I go down here and I click on this, everything is still the same. It's always going to go to test, but it will now print a QR code. I don't know, sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change the picture, and I'm going to take off that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and print, clear this order out. have something in there first. Hit place order. And again, it put this photo in my pictures, in my darkroom, in my test. You can see it there. All right, so it's there. We know it's there. It also, if I go back to my event gallery and I refresh my page, you'll see that there's 2 images in there now. If I click on that, it'll show you that image is there. And if I go back to my client site and I click in that gallery, you'll see that picture is there. And if I double click on it, you'll see up there that the URL, that's the URL to this picture. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to put that in there and hit enter. And it would take me right to that picture. And this is what they see when they scan it with their phone and their QR code. It'll take them to this picture, and it gives them all these options. You can turn these on and off. I normally turn off the show gallery because that's where they can see everybody's picture. So I always turn that off, especially if it's an event with minors. I don't want anybody to go and see minors' pictures. Although we do have a notice when we take pictures that their pictures may show up on the internet and they give us permission. I still turn that off. But they can email it, they can download it, they can share it to Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp and all those good social media sites. And the analytics on this are incredible. I went back and looked at some of the analytics of even small jobs where I only took 30 or 40 pictures, and sometimes those things get shared thousands of times. So I really like how Express Digital has set up Event Gallery. And even though, like I said, it's $30 a month, it's worth it to me. I've also got this set up where I can send it to my own website and have my own gallery like this, but mine is not as clean looking as this one. So I'll just go ahead and choose this to keep doing it on Express Digital's or Darkroom's event gallery. So that's how you set up a QR code. Let me see if I'm missing something here. I think we pretty much have got everything done. Now I will tell you, if I go, let me go back to the packages and go back to this event gallery one. Every time you create a new catalog and you start shooting into it, let's say, I'm just going to say, for instance, let me do one where I got digital packages. Here's one with the QR code, and there's the receipt that it's using. That's that receipt that I set up with that QR code a while ago. But up here where it says event gallery post, if I click on this right now, you'll see that it's not going to test. It's going to another gallery. So if I wanted it to go to test, I'd have to change this. Just by turning that off and turning it back on, it'll select that gallery that you're using, that you're shooting into, your default gallery. But you have to remember to do this every time. If not, every one of the pictures that you shoot will be going to that other gallery, and then people won't be able to, the QR code's not going to work. I'll just tell you that. So just make sure that you always change this. Every job that you're using that package, especially if you have packages that you use all the time, like I said, I have these packages already set up, so I don't have to go and create them. So if I decided to use digital only packages and give them a QR code, I have to go change this so that those pictures are going into that gallery. So let's just test it. I'm gonna set this as my default gallery now. Go back to my photo workshop, and now you see I only got a digital and an email picture. We'll go over the email pictures here in just a second in the next video. So if I hit this, let's do this. Let's put a different picture in there. It's not a very good it's not a very good golf photo, but that's what that is. It is what it is. I'm actually going to put a border on it. Like I said, you hit the letter B. I've got some golf stuff in here. Here's one. Don't know why that didn't work. Let's try that again. Maybe I'm taking it out. I must have removed the border and it's just showing the thumbnail of that border. Let's try to find something else. Some of my Christmas borders. Christmas. Oh man, there we go. So there's that. We're going to hit digital. We're going to place the order. It's going to, if you look down here now in my orders, it's sending that email, but it tried to send it to the printer too, through the receipt printer. Let's see if I can open that. And so this is what it sent to the printer. It sent these two pictures right here. One was a digital file, one was an event gallery post. That's why there's two pictures there. And we'll go over to my event gallery. This, like I said, this is how the client sees it. It's not very important. Go into this test gallery again, and you'll see that that golf photo is there. So it sent it to the right gallery. That's what I was trying to tell you. You got to point it to the right gallery or your QR codes won't work. So I'm seeing it there. I know the QR code would have worked. To go back into Darkroom and go back into orders, usually when you send a QR code, that's why I didn't show that one. Maybe I'm next page. Here we go. Normally you'll see this QR code, and for some reason it used to work and now it doesn't work. And what I mean by that is if I scan this QR code with my phone right now, it should match these images, but this QR code doesn't. See down here where it says question equals 0? For some reason it's not saving the file name that's being used on this QR code that's showing up on my computer. Now the one that they got in their hand off the receipt will work. Used to, I could pull up somebody's picture if they lost their QR code, and I could scan that and it would take me right to their picture, but for some reason this is not working anymore and I can't figure out why. All right, go back to the photo workshop, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. It's gotten a little long, but the QR codes are tricky, but they are a really cool feature of Darkroom. I'm getting to where now I'm trying to sell more of just digital only packages. It saves your client money because they're not having to pay for physical prints. It helps you get jobs when you bid, because you can say, look, if you can't afford the printing, I've got this other option of where we can just do digitals. And like I said, it doesn't really cost you anything other than the $30 a month that you pay for Event Gallery. The receipt printer paper and a receipt printer, they're pretty cheap. You can get a receipt printer for under $100 on eBay. I can put a description of the one that I use. I'll do that in the comments section of this video. And you know, receipt paper is cheap. It's not as cheap as it was before COVID, but you know, you can get 10 rolls for $20 and know that'll last you a long time. So I'm trying to push everything to digital if they're on a budget. I will say, like golf tournaments, I shoot a lot of golf tournaments. and we print out 5x7 prints and put them in photo folders. And if you shoot 120, or I won't say 120, if you print 120 prints out from a golf tournament, at the end of the day, probably 40 or 50 of them won't ever get picked up because people leave before the tournament's over, and it's just a waste of paper. So I'm trying to convince some of my clients that digital's the way to go. We could do that right out on the golf course because all of our cameras are wireless, and we shoot into a Dropbox folder, and Dropbox will watch, Darkroom will watch that Dropbox folder, and the images will show up. And if you got your laptop out there and you got Wi-Fi, you can send it to them right away. There's some other ways that we do it, but that's just an example of one way we could do digital prints out on the golf course. And they could get their prints on their phone, and that's what a lot of them want anyway. It's just something they can share on social media. So it is an option, and we'll go over that in another video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on video 4.